high like there's something there, but I'm just searching for the unknown.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Big Bang Theory After Show here at theStream.tv. It's a special midday edition of the Big Bang Theory After Show. So we're here today, and we're going to talk about baby and breakup, because that's what this episode was all about.
Yes.
So Tia's not with us today, but to my
Tia.
left we have Cherise Bangs.
Hello.
Lovely as ever. And of course, thank you to Brendy Steger for joining us today.
Hi.
Guys, okay, we got to jump right into this episode because holy moly, I've said it on camera before and I've been proven wrong, but we're going to get to the baby stuff in just a second. First, I want to talk about Raj breaking up with Emily, okay? This,
oh my goodness.
Yeah, so it's Valentine's Day and finally Raj is basically like just upset about not being able to or about having to spend the day with Emily, and everyone's like, well, dude, you should just break up with her already. Was anyone else thinking that, like, for a while?
Yeah.
Besides me?
Yeah, I mean, I think we talked about it before on the show. I think we all were like, he should just break up with her. He wanted to, I think it was, what, the beginning of the season or last season? And now it's,
End of
he's
season.
finally, this is the time. This is it.
Especially this girl coming in, and she was so cool and casual and like low key.
Yeah.
Like I was like, oh, this is funny, and like she kind of went off of his weird banter with the like, do we have a connection kind of thing.
She was into him.
Yeah,
she was kind of
which
into him.
I was
The
like
vibe.
shocked, but yeah, the vibe.
Yeah, the
That's
vibe.
right.
The vibe.
We have a vibe. Yes, and I love that.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so of course, like, Raj goes and breaks up with Emily, and she basically gives him hell, and she's like, right before Valentine's Day, he's like, you're right, let's discuss this in a few days.
Yeah, I love that.
In typical Raj
love
fashion.
him.
Yeah, he's I have to say this, and I wonder if you guys are with me on this, but I love that they're really exploring the Raj storyline, because I love him and I love his quirks, and I think he's nuts, and he's just he's a fun character to explore.
Totally.
Yeah,
And-
like, I feel like they should make like a Raj Muppet. Like, I would want to own it. Like, I just would want to hug
that's
it and love it,
funny.
and it would just, I don't know. He's just, I
A
love
Raj
him.
Muppet.
I love him. But I have to say, one thing that about their breakup for me was that when they were showing it, I was like, wait a minute, is this what Raj is thinking? Is this like a dream sequence? Like, did anyone else feel that way? Did you feel that way?
No, I kind of was like, oh, this is good. It's time for this
It's
to
happening.
happen.
Yeah.
And we're going through with it. And it like happened so quickly.
That's
Like,
what I was
right?
saying. I thought maybe is this a dream sequence?
Yeah,
And then
oh,
I'm
I
like,
see
oh
what
no,
you
this actually happened. Like all the you know how sometimes he kind of like goes off in La La Land, and
Yeah,
then
oh,
I'm like,
yeah.
oh, they actually did it that fast. Like it happened.
Yeah, they just they glossed over it.
Yeah,
They
Which
totally.
is true to life, right?
Right.
Like,
Yeah.
you worry about it, and then it's like, it happens.
It happened so
Done.
fast.
Finished.
Yeah.
And so then he goes after Claire, which, I mean, because you could see he's totally smitten with her, and he's so into Claire,
Yeah.
and obviously she's like, no, I just got back with my boyfriend, and he's like, well, I broke up with my girlfriend. She's like, before Valentine's Day? What an ass, you know?
Yeah.
And then he
love
goes
her.
crawling back to Emily, and he loses them both.
And then he calls into the flag show with Sheldon and Amy, which I don't know if we're going to talk about that right now, but I thought they're so cute together, Sheldon and Amy. And then Sheldon was so hell-bent on wanting to have the show all about the flags, of course. And then Raj is calling in with the whole
Well, let's
Teddy
back
story.
up a second and just talk about the fact that Sheldon actually decided to let Amy into his world, and he puts her in the title of the show.
Totally. Well,
And-
kind of.
Well, exactly. Not totally. Not totally.
not
but
totally.
but it was like he's like, okay, I'm ready to share it with you. And I was kind of expecting him to unveil something that was almost derogatory towards her.
Oh, really?
Oh, not Sheldon.
But not in a mean way. Just
Okay.
in a he's a
he's
a not a human way, because he's Sheldon, right? And then it's Dr. Sheldon Cooper and Dr. Amy Farrah Fowler present Dr. Sheldon Cooper's
Yes.
Fun with Flags, and I'm like, yeah, that's typical. That's pretty typical. But she took it. She was like, you know what? It's a small win.
something.
I'm on the board.
Yeah, I'm there. I exist with you in this.
Yes.
And so Fun with Flags actually turns into like a therapy session.
Yeah.
Which I wanna say, did anyone else think that it was pretty awesome that Sheldon had a breakthrough moment? When Raj was talking to them, and he throws his temper tantrum, of course, and then Amy basically says, hey, you went through a breakup, and he's like, you're right, and he starts to kind of
Open up.
He was having
Yeah.
a moment.
he was having a
It
moment.
did have. It was very sweet.
Yeah.
It was good for him that time off, which I'm so glad they said. Because it's true. Like, you can see the difference in their relationship now after that breakup.
They're closer.
That
Yeah.
and all
Yeah.
his other relationships, you can
yeah.
see that he's starting to be more like understanding and compassionate. Yeah, like showing
More of a person?
more human traits.
More
A
human?
little, yeah.
Yeah.
Sheldon's becoming a person?
Yeah, what?
He's not Mr. Roboto anymore?
Yeah.
Okay, so they're giving advice and Raj gets a lesson. And basically, I'm thinking, and I want to know what you guys think, I'm thinking that Raj is going to maybe take this in and take some time now to kind of figure out exactly what's going on. Do we think it's the end for Emily?
I don't think so. I think she's still going to be in the picture a little bit. I'm not sure. That seemed a little too quick for it just to be the end, don't you think?
Yeah, I see her like somehow turning it around on him,
Yeah.
like coming back and doing something.
That's her
ironic.
character.
She's been signed on as a series regular, so
Okay, so
she's
she's
gonna
not-
come back. The question is this gonna be she's just part of the group still, or before we move on to the
Or
next
with the
topic?
new girl, which I'd love to see.
I love the
Maybe
new
there's
girl.
gonna
Do
be
you
a
love
love
the new-
triangle.
Yeah,
Maybe
like I
there's
want
gonna be a
them to,
triangle.
have a problem. And
I do too. I want to see that. I want to see the two of them like
Yeah.
throw down.
Totally.
I want
think
it
that would
because
be
Emily's freaky.
Yeah, she
Emily's
is.
crazy.
I love her character.
Yeah,
She's
she's.
boss.
I don't like her for Raj,
No,
but I like the
her
character.
character.
Yes.
She's
Totally.
super in
Yes,
control.
we
boss.
have a photo actually before we move on of Amy and Sheldon on the couch, and I think it just says everything that you want to know about what happened on that
Yes,
episode.
yes.
Because he's just like, I want to talk about flags, and she's like, No, Rajesh, you need to do X, Y, Z. And he's just over it, Sheldon, and that's just so typical.
I love
him.
it.
Yeah, I love it. I just wanted to.
I love
had
their
to. I had to go there.
relationship.
Okay,
Yeah.
guys, we can't talk about last night's episode without getting into the bombshell.
The secret.
The bombshell that was dropped of Bernie being pregnant, guys.
Right?
So hold on, and I need my single shot for this because I'm going to speak directly to you guys. I have said before on several occasions we will never see babies on the show, and shoot, I'm proven wrong, guys. I'm sorry. I didn't see that happening, and I read about it, and they said that it was thrown in at the last second, and it was kind of like a, hey, we should just do this. It wasn't even planned, but here we are. We've got pregnant Bernadette, and a baby's on the way. I love the bunny in the hot tub, guys. First of all, it started off as a rat.
Yeah.
And then it was
Which
very
is kind
big.
of freaky at first, but
Yeah.
then.
And
the
then-
bunny, everyone loves bunny.
Yeah.
Guys,
Totally.
the bunny was such a metaphor because you
I thought so, too.
shag like bunnies. Bunnies reproduce.
Totally.
It's fertility. It's total.
Holding it, let me
It's-
swaddle it in a blanket.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then it bit
Yeah.
Howard, which is like foreshadowing of
Yeah.
how he should not be a daddy.
Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, I'm just saying. He's you know.
She's getting it out of the.
We actually have a picture of Bernadette holding the bunny in the towel, so
Yeah, that
we
was
can.
that was really sweet.
This is and
That was.
they're
yeah.
there. There you are, guys.
At
the
first,
new parents.
I wasn't sure if they were going to show
Yeah.
the bunny or not because it was like hidden at first,
Yeah, I thought
and then
so,
the head
too.
popped out at after the commercial break. I was like, okay.
Yeah, because they actually had to put the bunny in.
Yeah.
And the bunny biting him, I also thought was symbolic of a new parent. Like,
Oh yeah.
It's
go
Test.
true.
have rabies.
Test.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
Actually, that brings out one of my favorite lines of the episode where he's like, "Well, I'm just going to go to the hospital to get it checked anyway," and she's like, "Oh, that's just your hypochondria," and
Oh,
he's like, "No, sitting on the mute button and thinking I went deaf was my hypochondria," and then he
Yeah,
walks
yeah.
out.
Line ever.
Yeah, that was great.
Great line.
That was
I love
great.
Howard. I think he's just such a neurotic little man, and I love him. Simon Helberg is great in that
Yes.
character. I just think he's wonderful. Okay,
I'm so
so.
excited they're going to have a baby on the show, though. I have to say, I feel like the baby is going to come like probably the beginning of next season. And I was talking to my mom about it because we usually don't get to talk about the show before we do this show. And she's like, maybe they'll do like several more seasons and they'll have like all have like genius babies. Like she was so excited. I'm like, Mom.
And maybe they'll have
I don't
Fonzie
know.
jumping the
Spin-off.
shark.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, maybe
or a
a
spin-off.
spin-off, like
Big
Genius
Bang
Babies.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, it could be.
There's a movie, Baby Geniuses.
Yeah,
or
that's right.
There is a movie, yeah. Here's the thing. I think that what they've done right there is basically told us, and I know for the fans out there who really wanted to see Big Bang Theory go past season 10, I think that next season will be the last season, and it's probably going to end with the birth of the baby. That's my thought.
That's too long.
You think so? Oh yeah,
'Cause
you're
it's
right.
February. The baby's going to be born in like
What do I know about
September or
reproduction?
October. Hey, I've been pregnant. I know a lot about it. And
It's
Brandy,
like they're, yeah. Here,
She's got one on board.
So maybe
yeah.
we'll have a baby for part of it, but I still think that this might be that next season will probably they'll go out on top. That's my opinion. But who knows? I would love to see the show go on for 18 more seasons.
Hey,
that would
maybe
be fun.
just like they decided to have like a baby on the show last minute, maybe they'll be like, oh yeah, let's do three more years. You never know.
That's
You never
true.
know.
Or like just do, I keep saying spin-off. Do you love it?
Yes.
Just with
Spin-off, the baby
Bernie
spin-off.
and Howard.
That
I
would
mean,
be so cute.
Just them and their baby and how ridiculous that is going to be in the most
I like
amazing
that.
way.
But could they carry the show without Sheldon?
I mean,
He's kind of, you know, he's like the pièce de résistance on the show.
yeah.
Well,
Don't you think?
Yeah,
It's true.
yeah.
It's
I don't know.
it's totally an ensemble
It is
thing.
It
an
is,
I
ensemble.
think.
it is.
I
Yeah,
think.
it's not.
I
Yeah.
think that.
I think it's just something. You want a piece of something. You don't want it all to go away. You're like, please.
But you know what? Let me backtrack. Let me backtrack because I think that having Howard be a dad could bring some really good comedic moments, especially when you have someone like Sheldon trying to give him advice, or
Oh, boy.
you know what I'm saying. So
Oh,
I think that
yeah.
they could have opened up a gold mine of things here, and we're gonna see what ends up happening. I thought it was very cool that Bernie confessed to the bunny. Towards she's like, well, I guess we'll just have to tell him later. I'm like, Will, I'm sorry, was the bunny in on this
Yeah,
ahead of
yeah,
time?
yeah.
Like, did you talk to the bunny and tell it to
yeah,
hop
yeah,
into
yeah.
the jacuzzi? I remember you were telling me about the whole heat thing because we were watching.
Oh yeah.
Say that
when
because
we watched the episode together last night, and when we were watching it, I was like, "Is she pregnant?" Because she said not to have the heat too high. And I remember when you're pregnant, you barely can go in a jacuzzi. So
Funny.
It's a little
That's a
foreshadowing.
great. Yeah, that was
Yeah.
foreshadowing.
They knew. She was like, lower the heat. And,
I was
and
like-
my head kind of went on because I remember when you were pregnant and we were like, oh, jacuzzi. And she's
Yeah.
like, I can't go in the jacuzzi.
yeah.
And I'm pregnant and didn't. I
See?
did think, oh, that's weird. She doesn't like it hot.
Yeah, because that's
You
one of the
know?
great things about a jacuzzi. Get it
Yeah.
nice and hot.
And now we're on jacuzzi talk. Guys, so listen, Nerd Baby on the way. I was
I
wrong.
can't wait.
I was wrong. Let's, just real quick, we're live. I know we're off of our regular schedule, but if you're there, tweet at us live using the hashtag BigBangAS. We're going to look at some tweets later. Also, hit us up in the comment section of the YouTube live chat because we're gonna feature some of your comments in a little bit as well. And also you can just, comment on the video all week long and we will respond to you. So that'll be fun and we can discuss all this. Very quickly, we got to get into Leonard and Penny very, very quickly because they have their Valentine's Day dinner. And I thought this was an interesting theme in that they're dealing with getting older.
Yeah.
And I was wondering when this was going to come up because Penny's an actress and
Well,
she's...
it's not anymore.
Well, but she was.
She was,
She's
yeah,
in the
yeah, yeah,
industry,
yeah,
and
yeah.
so I was just wondering when they were going to kind of address the fact that she's kind of getting older. And so they go out to their Valentine's Day dinner, and we actually have a picture of them at the restaurant where Leonard comes back and he's like, "Yeah, by the way, it's going to be an hour." And she's like, "Well, did you did you tip the
Do
guy?" And
anything?
he, yeah. And in typical Leonard fashion, he goes to actually tip the maitre d' and ends up screwing it up. And
Oh yeah.
I mean, can we talk about that for a second?
That was
so
great.
Funny. Yeah.
It's-
Looks like you dropped a 20. I mean,
Did
Like,
anyone
did
drop
anyone
the
lose
20?
this? I
Yes,
was like,
I did.
Oh my gosh.
I mean, what a bad way to pull that off.
I know.
That's not how you grease the maitre d'. That's
No.
just not how you do it. That's not how you.
I
That's
love
not,
Leonard though.
But then, of course, Penny goes and tries to flirt with him because that's what she does, right?
Yeah.
And this was pre-marriage Penny, and basically she's told like
the first time,
she gets
right?
called ma'am.
Yeah.
Now I'm not I've never been called ma'am.
Well, I would hope not.
So I don't know, but I have been called sir, and I was like, wow, that's kind of weird. I don't feel like a sir.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm too young to be called sir. But it didn't hurt me in a way that I feel like this kind of like, what do you guys think that did to Penny in the moment? I mean, we saw it, but what do you think that did to her psychologically?
Yeah, I don't think her character's ever really thinking about age. I think she still kind of feels like she's in her 20s, and maybe she is still on the show. I think she is like late.
No,
Oh,
because
she's
they
30.
met at 22. They've been on
that's right,
9
that's
years,
right.
so she's
Okay.
technically on the show. She's 31.
Yeah, okay. I mean, she looks so great. I mean,
Yeah.
Kaylee Cuoco, she's gorgeous. So her as a ma'am just doesn't really register with me.
No.
But I think it's a very fun topic for the show because now they're married. She's in a totally different category. And so this is like causing her to go, wait a minute, have I just crossed that line or what's happening?
She went from like young hottie to like hot wife, basically.
Which I loved her dress too, by the way.
Yeah, it was
Yeah,
a,
it
that
was
was
very
gorgeous.
Valentine's Day.
Yes.
But
I was like, I want
perfect.
that.
Yeah, but it did feel very, 30 is still young, you
It
know?
is.
But I understand that. I understand that crossover into feeling like I'm not 20 anymore. And suddenly someone's just called me ma'am. So I think she felt like, oh my God. Like,
Am I getting old?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And in my eyes, like being from the city, I'm thinking, well, you're not 80.
Yeah, exactly,
You know?
exactly.
You still got it, girl.
still got
But
it.
I think it really affected her.
Oh, yeah.
It did.
She's sensitive, very sensitive.
Oh, yeah.
So for her, that's
and any
a lot.
actress, I mean, right?
Yeah,
It's like-
yeah.
And so she basically, she's like, we're out of here. And he's like, why? She's like, because I'm young. And she pulls Leonard out of the restaurant.
I love
goes,
that.
Screw this, let's go eat some burgers in the car on Valentine's Day.
Yeah.
Which I think brings up another thing where I think for Valentine's Day, if you are in a relationship, I don't think it matters what you're doing so much as you're spending it together. You know?
I think so, yeah. I think the more low-key, the better.
Yeah, I do too.
Often when there's too much hype, you know, like they tried to do, it didn't work out.
It never does. It never does.
It's just not going to happen. Like, just keep it low. Plan another day.
Exactly. Like, don't go on the actual Valentine.
No.
Right? And so in the end, they decide they're going to try to do something fun. And I love the moment where they're both like, hey, we can go to a midnight screening of what was it? Moulin Rouge. And Leonard, you could see.
Which I've done before.
You could see him.
Yeah, because I love that movie. But
So you see Leonard kind of going like, I don't know if I want to be out that late. Like, that translated. And then, of course, she's like, oh, it's sold out. And both of them at the same time are like, thank God. Because it's almost like they're just trying to prove it to each other that they're not getting older. And I'm kind of like, guys, embrace it, because there's periods of life, and you know, if you're 20, great, be 20 and enjoy it and have fun. But if you're 30, that's a totally different thing. Own it and embrace it. And I think wherever you are, you need to embrace it. That's my, that's my life talk for today on our.
I mean, and they still kind of live like 20-year-olds. I mean, I
completely.
feel like
that's why I was
not
like,
typical.
Is she still in her 20s?
They still have a roommate who's a child.
Exactly.
So, you know what I mean?
Well, they're bouncing back and forth between the two places.
But they still technically have a roommate.
Yeah.
So then, of course, they decide to dress up like little cupids and have a glitter explosion and they actually
a surprise.
Yeah, and I want to kind of come back around to, you know, Sheldon and Amy dispensing advice, because you see Sheldon finally opening up, and he's about to kind of really you know, be real with Raj for a second. I'm going, wow, this is a wonderful moment. And then bang, glitter explosion of hearts and Leonard in a tutu. Like, what is this? What's going on right now? So I was kind of a little upset that got interrupted, but at the same time I was happy because it was hilarious.
It was hilarious. It was kind of like their last hurrah. Like, okay, if we're gonna like be crossing over to this new kind of like age, like now they're like, this is our last hurrah. We're gonna throw a little glitter party.
And it also proved how they're not. They're not
They're
old.
not. They're not
mean,
at all.
She looked banging in that outfit.
Yeah.
I was like, oh my God.
Yeah.
Is this too much for the Big Bang Theory?
I was thinking it was a bit
like,
much.
yeah.
Girl.
Yeah, it was a bit much. But I did love the moment where he's like, and glitter fight, and he's like, yeah, you know what, I got this. You can go. I'll clean up.
Yeah.
So Leonard's obviously
with the fries
whipped,
first in the car,
the
and
food
then with
fight,
the glitter.
and then the glitter fight. Yeah, and so basically he just made a big mess for himself to clean up. So they're forever young, guys. If you are with us now on the live chat, please send your questions in, because we're going to be right back after this short little break, and we're going to hit the YouTube live chat, the Twitter. The Twitter tweeties. I say Twitter tweeties in the Twitterverse because I just like saying tweeties for some reason instead of tweets.
Cute.
I don't.
It'd be a great candy.
Shoot, yeah, let's make some candy tweets. We'll be right back. Don't go anywhere.
Just in case you missed it live.
In case you missed it live. In case you missed it live.
Oh, you'd want to take the time travel the whole way back.
Oh my God.
We had a crazy vampire threesome.
And you can't unsee that. That's burned into my brain now.
I was like,
How did you get here? No. Look at me, I'm dancing.
You know why we saying yes. You know why we saying yes.
He was like, yeah, I'll tell you whatever you want.
He is quite something.
and we're like, inseparable. She was shadier than Sunglass Hut with Ray-Bans on sale, ladies and gentlemen.
It wasn't. So come on.
You just went to a totally different direction on that.
When a billionaire goes broke, it means he's got like $4 million.
Hold the phone.
Hold on.
Bro.
I found her to be deliciously out of control.
Oh man, looking forward to this fight.
Ooh, they about to get together. Watch, it's about to go down.
Somebody better take some pictures of this.
She just slapped the crap out of Nick.
And he's just like that.
It's all good. You can't count anything out.
Look at you.
been another awesome night at theStream.tv,
always
guys.
awesome.
Thank you for joining us, you guys.
Yes.
We love you.
Yes. Welcome back, guys. Thanks for being with us. It's our special noon edition of the Big Bang Theory After Show. Remembering to tweet at us all week using the hashtag BigBangAS. And okay, first of all, quick little shout out to Joe Steiger, dude. Thanks for being there with us. Check out his Big Bang Theory group on Facebook. We love it. We discuss stuff on there all the time. Right now, Cherise is going to handle some tweets, live tweets. Yeah, we're going to head to Twitter and talk to some people.
All right.
What do we have?
Melissa. She says, was I the only one who was completely cringing as Raj went back and forth between Claire and Emily?
No, you are not the only one.
No, we were all like, oh my goodness.
I gotta say though, I was kind of hoping that Claire would be available. I was hoping.
Me too.
I was hoping that they were gonna spend Valentine's together and then see the train wreck that happened with that because
I
Raj,
think everyone was.
Yeah, but instead she was taken and that didn't happen.
And it really showed his nuttiness, you know, going to Emily's door and saying, oh, but we were meant to be. Or
Yeah.
He's a weasel, and I love him. He's a loving weasel. He's a weasel.
It felt weird but familiar. Like, I don't know.
It's what he does.
Yeah, and then we got a great one from Joe Steiger. He actually sent a lot, but I decided to pull this one. We found out Rachel from Friends and Lily from How I Met Your Mother were pregnant 3 years before the show ended. By that logic, Big Bang Theory should do 12 seasons. What do you guys think? That's what I was saying earlier.
Okay, well, yeah.
Love it, Joe.
If they're sticking to that type of formula, then that makes sense. And listen, you know what, Joe? You could be right. This could open up a whole bunch of storylines that could make the show breathe new life into the show. They're advancing, and who knows? I would love to see the show go on for many more seasons. It's my favorite show.
I mean, babies change things completely. You will see.
I bet, yeah.
And Adam and I know we have a 4-year-old, so your life completely changes,
yeah.
and it could be. I mean, there's so much comedy that goes on in our house every day. So
anytime a kid is on a show, I mean, just the idea of bringing in a kid.
Oh my goodness!
It'll bring new energy,
I'm
new
excited.
jokes.
Yeah,
I mean, we'll see if we get to see them.
I hope.
Him
Listen,
or her.
I hope so. I hope I'm proven wrong, and maybe they'll even do a thing of flash forwards into the future where the kid's like 6 or 7 years old and he's kind of like Howard.
Oh, I would love that. I would love that.
Writers, take notice. Take note. That could be, or completely like Bernadette.
Brad Pitt.
Oh, yeah, Brandy.
They made it.
You know, like you know, you have kids, you don't know how they're gonna turn out.
And he's like a total stud, and Howard's jealous of him.
And not smart.
Hey, Bernie's really cute.
he's like a jock.
That would be so funny.
That would be hilarious.
Oh my gosh.
Do we have time, I think, for one more?
Okay, one more. This is another one from Joe. I just couldn't help myself. Shouldn't Sheldon offer Raj a virtual hot beverage because he's upset? Yes, he should.
Yes,
I thought that's a very smart comment. Of course, Joe came up with it. So.
I almost feel, Joe, that he should have maybe said to Raj, hey, Raj, you should go get a hot beverage, a warm beverage.
Yeah.
He should have told him to go get a warm beverage.
Yeah, that would have been.
That would have been a funny, and it would have been a good continuity, I think, because that would be in total Sheldonistic. That would be Sheldonistic behavior.
Yeah. Totally.
All right. Okay. Well, thank you guys for your tweets, and I know that we're all week long. You can send them to us, and we'll feature them on the show maybe next week. We'll see. Let us know what you guys think too, of course, of where you think this is going to go. Are we going to have several more seasons? Are we going to see the kid grow up? Is it going to end next year? What do you guys think?
There's endless possibilities.
There are. Brandy, do you want to take the live chat for us? Let's see what's going on YouTube.
James at Mirror Domains saying,
what's up, James?
Did Bernadette really try to drown a bunny just to break the news to Howard?
Whoa.
No.
You know what though? Bernie's got all that spy gear, and she's kind of got a screw loose in there. I mean, you know, she could have pulled a Fatal Attraction kind of situation just to tell Howard about the.
It did feel odd.
It's possible, but I don't think so.
A bunny? I don't think so either.
I don't think she's drowning a bunny.
Oh, a bunny's in there?
That's weird.
Well, but then by the way she said it at the end of the episode when she was like, I guess I'll tell him I'm pregnant next week. Like, I don't think she had that planned because otherwise it would have been a little different. Like, oh, that kind of worked, you know?
Well, but maybe, you know what though? Guys, hold on a second. Maybe, I mean, this would be so sick, and I'm pretty sure it's not the case, but what if the bunny was in the hot tub so they wouldn't have to get in, and then they could be like saving this bunny, and it's a safe thing, and then all of a sudden she's like, and I'm pregnant. What if that is what she was trying to do?
Oh, I don't know.
Look at you, Adam.
Shoot.
Why didn't she do it?
Well, no, but she did, but because Howard got bit.
Oh, that's
then
right.
she
Yeah,
couldn't.
if he didn't,
away.
if he didn't get bitten, maybe she would have just been like, and by the way, you know
Maybe.
how loving we are and whatever, we're gonna have a baby.
Yeah.
So James, I don't know if maybe I mean if that's the case, then she's an
Great.
absolute sociopath, which would be crazy. But who knows? I mean, what do you guys think? Do you think that Bernie put the bunny in the jacuzzi so she could tell Howard? I mean, what if it died? I don't know. I don't know. But let us know what you guys think.
Brandy and I don't think so.
Not at
Okay,
all.
you guys tell us what you think. Let's
goes too far.
Do we have anything else on there?
We have one more from James at Mirror Domains. When will Leonard move out?
Oh, I know. I'm waiting for that. Maybe the season finale. What do you think? Because that's kind of a big thing. Because he's lived with him.
They've lived together for a long time.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I don't
I
know
mean,
when
that's-
Leonard's going to move out. I think once they move out, it changes the dynamic of the show too much. So they're going to find a way to keep them
But-
in the apartment together for
I
some
think
time to
so.
come.
Maybe Amy will move in.
Listen.
'Cause if
who
That's
knows?
Amy
more
moves
likely to
in.
happen, I think.
Then that would be really cool.
You'll be just a happy family.
They could still
Yeah.
hang out because they
And
are living
everyone
across
gets
the
a
hall
kid.
from each other. Yeah, who
Yeah.
knows? Maybe by the end of the season, maybe by the end of next season. I don't know. Let us know what you guys think in the comments below. You have one more thing before we
Yes,
wrap
I just
this.
thought of something. Like if Amy does move in, then she's still gonna have her own bedroom.
She would still
Because I
have...
think just because Sheldon still needs to have his space. That's my prediction.
Oh, that's a very good thing. That's a good point. That's a good point. I think that could potentially happen, or
Yeah.
maybe they'll evolve past it since they've now had coitus once.
Well, that's only supposed to be
Once.
every time on her birthday, so we'll see.
Shoot. Shoot. All right, guys, you let us know what you think. When will Leonard move out? Do you think Amy will move in? Make sure to tweet at us again, like I said, using the hashtag BigBangAS. Thank you for watching. We will see you guys next week at our regular time and place. So next Thursday, around 5:45 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Have a wonderful week, guys.
See you next
Thank you so
week.
much for joining us.
Bye.
For more of the Big Bang After Show,
Click that button and subscribe.
To theStream.tv.